Idiots with Opinions. Idiots may vary. Hey, welcome back. This is Todd.
And this is Tuscan.
And this is Idiots with Opinions.
That's right. It's rain pitter-pattering on the windowsill. Maybe not anymore, but it was
earlier. But it's
there.
because it's Atlanta, and Atlanta is bipolar with the weather because it'll be really nice, and then all of a sudden it's just pouring rain, and then it'll be really nice again.
Yeah, you thought it was that way in the Midwest.
It's not.
Well, it is.
I mean, it is, but it's not like this.
Yeah, I feel like every place you live, you're like, well, the weather's crazy here, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people are always very defensive of how bad the weather in their area is.
Yeah, I encountered that a lot going to college. Like, you know, people from different regions of the United States would be like, oh, bro, you don't even understand. We get, like, crazy winters.
I remember when we went to camp in Colorado, and they were like,
it's Colorado.
Sorry.
Yeah, it is Colorado. Don't be a fool, Todd.
Hey, you know what? Leave me alone. You don't know anything about Pokemon.
Yeah.
They were always like, well, you don't know how our weather is, and like we basically have the same weather. In fact, it's like probably worse.
It's pretty close.
Whatever.
It's a little bit more snowy in the altitudes that you have.
Yeah.
And if you go for a run, you will be winded.
Yeah.
So joke's on you, Colorado. Suck it.
Colorado.
Yeah, it's a wonderful place in Colorado. Sarah Palin.
Yeah, anyway, so welcome to Idiots with Opinions. If we haven't lost you yet, we might soon. No, just kidding. If we haven't lost you yet, we do a show, and we're all about doing happy, fun time news. It's weird news stories that...
Sometimes it's happy, fun time. Sometimes, like, I've chosen two different stories today. Just because I felt like it, and I decided to be a baller and throw down on y'all today. Bring two different stories to the table, but only reveal one. Save another for later. Put it in my pocket. Keep it around. But neither of them are enlightening stories. One is one. Fun. I mean, both end in justice, but both are depressing as heck to start out.
Good. I don't like that. But anyway, usually they're fun. And usually, as you can probably tell, I don't know anything about Tuscan's story, and Tuscan doesn't know anything about my story, because I've also picked a story, but I promise it's a little bit happier. I mean, it's just weird.
I'm sure yours is happier.
It's happier.
I guarantee both of yours are happier.
All right, cool.
All.
They're just weird. Anyway, and yeah, so we're just here to share our opinions and be idiots. Hence the name of our podcast.
That's right. And I feel like there aren't actually a lot of opinions shared. I mean, every once in a while I'll say how much I hate the monarchy in the UK. But
you say a lot of stuff. You're like, I don't care for Russians.
That's fair.
You say your opinions.
I do say my opinions, and I definitely say my opinions more than you say your opinions. You're a bit more reserved on that front.
What do you want me to say, Tuscan?
I want you to take a strong stance against frilly lizards being able to roam.
Screw frilly lizards.
Yeah,
I hate them.
They shouldn't be allowed to roam free among the human population.
No, if you're a frilly lizard, you can do whatever you want.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
Your rights are going to be...
No, you should have rights.
If you're going to frill, I'm going to...
You shouldn't have more rights than me, because I'm a human.
That's right.
And I will say that I don't believe that humans are on the same plane as animals, like some people think. That's just absurd.
There are fools among us.
There are fools. I was watching this video, and this guy was like, yeah, if there was an animal that was going to come, if there was a tiger, it was going to come kill me, I'm not going to kill it. I'm like, what?
Why? If you have the ability and the wherewithal... You're not even going to
do the self-defense sort of thing?
Punch it in the nose.
It was stupid. It was very stupid. Anyway, I mean, you shouldn't be mean to animals, but you shouldn't value your life less than animals.
You should value your life above other lives.
Yeah.
In a life or death situation. Now, if you're like...
I mean, you should be compassionate. If they're going to kill you...
I'm not saying, like, save yourself before you put the oxygen mask on your child in an airplane. That's not what I'm saying.
You don't want to put an oxygen mask on your child, Tuscan?
Never. Why would I have a child? It's dead already because it's never been had. So there's that. But at the same time, I'm saying if somebody's or something is coming to kill you, you should kill it. It is perfectly within your rights.
Or just like hurt it a lot.
Well, stop it from killing you.
Don't just like go straight to murking.
Yeah, but if it's your last resort, which it should be.
Yeah. cut my life into pieces.
I think that's a good lead into my story. Do you think I should start? I think we'll start on the
depressing. I'm already sad about it. All right, continue.
I think we'll start on the down tick.
Yeah,
that way
I
we
guess.
can build. We
can
can go up.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry about that. Definitely just destroyed the microphone with that one. Okay, so I've got a story out of Indiana that's kind of a screwed up story, and I'm going to tell you all about it, Todd.
I'm so ready.
This story follows an Indiana woman who allegedly injected her husband with a lethal dose of heroin, and then served his remains. That's not very nice. No, not at all. She then served his remains to her neighbors at a neighborhood barbecue that she hosted.
What?
Yeah. And it gets deeper, Todd.
That's rude.
It goes way down the deep end, all across the world.
She threw the ribs in the deep end of the pool.
That's right.
Oh no,
not quite. She's also may have killed 9 other people. One of them is confirmed. His name was Chris Reagan, and Chris Reagan, if you're not aware, which I can't imagine you would be. I mean, do you follow this woman's life? Do you know Kelly Cochran?
Tuscan, you're the only person who's following this person's life right now.
Kelly Cochran, allegedly, actually admittedly, killed this man named Chris Reagan. And Chris Reagan went missing in 2014. And they had a police sheriff of the city or town of Iron River. And the police chief name was Laura Rizzo.
Are you okay?
I'm not sure. Laura Frizzo went out to investigate the disappearance of this guy named Chris Reagan. And it turns out, as later was revealed by the killer herself, that she was having an extramarital affair with a Mr. Chris Reagan.
She sounds like a bad wife.
Oh, dude, her mugshot is absolutely crazy. I wish you could see it right now because
I'm glad I don't.
She looks absolutely. She's got like those thin eyebrows that kind of go in different directions, and so it kind of looks like she's giving you the one eyebrow, like she's clever or something.
Have you ever seen those baby pictures where they draw the eyebrows on them?
No.
Oh my gosh, guys, look up there's baby pictures where they like draw permanent marker on their eyebrows before you can see their eyebrows, and they're just like looking at you really funny. Oh, it's so great.
You want me to type that whole thing into the Google search bar?
Yeah, that exact thing verbatim, yes.
I would love to see what that comes up with. Okay, so
wouldn't you love like my voice as Alexa, just like rambling on to say one thing? Like, ask me a question.
Alexa, what's the time?
Oh, well, you see, the time is like, let me see. I actually don't know. It's 8:05 and stuff.
All right. Wow. That was convoluted. I'm not hiring you for my next Alexa assignment.
Well, good, because I'm not the voice of Alexa. Remember when they did that? I'm sorry, we're going on so many tangents.
Yeah.
Remember when they did that Super Bowl ad about all the different Alexa ad voices?
I really liked that one.
Really? You like that one?
But did you not?
It was fine. I don't know why I brought it up.
I liked Bezos in that one.
Oh yeah, Bezos was great.
Yeah, Bezos is kind of a G these days.
Oh yeah, he's the actual embodiment of Lex Luthor from Superman comics.
I love that picture you showed me yesterday of Jeff Bezos in like the 90s, where he's like, I sell books.
I sell books.
And then Jeff Bezos today was like, I sell whatever I want.
It was great.
So yeah, Kelly M. Cochran. She has now murdered 2 men. One was her former lover, and she and her husband, apparently, according to this story that I found on the internet, she apparently.
So you know it's true.
It has to be. It just has to be. She and her husband apparently made this murder pact, which I've never heard of before. Watching you drink out of that Snapple. Something about that. She and her husband made a murder pact, which I've never heard of before.
What?
They made a murder pact, Todd.
Meaning
they would kill anyone associated with their extramarital affairs. So
that's crazy.
So they could sleep around on each other however much they wanted to. But they would kill these people.
I love how we're just maniacally laughing because we've had... I'm sorry, I'm just going to break the fourth wall here. One, we're low on sleep. Two, we've had a couple of technical difficulties recording this show. And so we had to, like, continue telling the part of the story
That's right.
multiple times. So we're just kind of reenacting the last 5 minutes of our lives. And it's not going well.
When you hear Todd react really insanely, it's because it's something I've already told him, and he's playing dumb.
Yeah, so I'm not just laughing at dead people. I'm sorry, people.
Yeah, if you're
sorry, fam.
if you're Chris Reagan,
you're dead.
I'm very sorry.
I'm sorry,
and
you're
we're
dead.
very sorry to his family.
I am
for
very sorry.
the extreme insensitivity of Todd over the last few minutes.
You are insensitive, Tuscan. You're laughing at him too.
I'm only laughing at your face.
You're what? You're laughing at this killer lady's face.
I cannot laugh at that. I honestly, like, it's so terrifying. I can't laugh. She is like dizzyingly crazy. If you get a chance, check out the article. She looks like a crazy person.
Hashtag white trash.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Yeah. I don't know how trashy that is. I mean,
see, when you first started telling the story, legitimately, I was just picturing like the Real Housewife type mom.
She's not that disheveled though.
What about like a just a regular suburban mom?
She looks lower middle class.
All right.
And she just kind of looks like somebody you'd be like,
whoa.
Well, not even whoa, just like, I don't know about you. Like, I mean, obviously reading this story, I get a different picture of her. So if I were to see this picture isolated, I'd be like, that looks like a person who either A, has way too many vodka tonics on a night out with the girls, or B,
barbecues her husband.
Right. Which is always, it's never the path you want to like assume of people, but this is. But yeah, she says later on that she killed her husband because she was angry at him for shooting her ex-lover, Chris Reagan, and then she decided to inject him with a lethal overdose of heroin. By the way, if you're wondering what happened to Chris Reagan, his body was mutilated and buried in a nearby forest.
Tuscan, this is such a sad, depressing story.
I know.
Why did you pick this?
Why are we in tears laughing about it?
Oh, man. Oh, it's so depressing.
God, you can see every time I laugh, I'm clipping the microphone badly.
Yeah,
like, I'm
because
trying to
you have the
move
most
away.
annoying laugh.
I'm aware of that.
Hey, well, actually, that means that this is a real laugh.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I'm actually making you laugh.
It's been a while. You normally make me very, very angry and sad. But yeah, I mean, what do you think the mentality is there? Like, they decide they can sleep around on each other, but they're like, okay, but if we ever get done with one of them, we can't have them telling anyone, so we'll kill them.
That's just messed up. People are messed up.
I mean, is that
at least they found their other. They really found their.
You think?
Their yin to their yang, if you will.
I won't. I most certainly will not. Yin that yang.
Yeah, no.
And you don't want to decipher your own meaning from that.
It's just, oh, wow. You get two crazy people together, and they're just a whole nother crazy.
Yeah, imagine if there were two Hitlers.
That would be bad.
Right. And there kind of were. I mean, there was like Goring and stuff. I'm not going to get into history podcasts. I feel like people
Welcome
don't
to the
appreciate
history podcast. This is Todd, who knows maybe 30% of the history that Tuscan knows.
And this is Tuscan, who claims to be a history expert because he's taken a couple of college classes about history.
And he's paid attention.
That's debatable. You should have seen me in my Latin American history class. I was asleep. And like, that was the class where I had my AirPods in, and I sent that Snapchat where I was like, AirPods, the official sponsor of pretending to pay attention in class. And
I remember that.
Yeah, that one was real bad. I mean, I aced that class. I was amazing at it.
But you're a deadbeat, is what you're saying.
Totally. That was also the longest my beard ever got. My not beard. It was just I was really gross and shaggy.
Well, you know
for
what
a
I'm going to
month.
blame it on? I'm going to blame it on your terrible roommate.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think we aired that episode
I think
where
that was
we
the
talked
first
about
one.
yeah, where we talked about where we were recording that first episode, first couple episodes, like first season that we released.
Most of it. Well, all of it I was living with him.
I just want to let people know how disgusting this place was.
Oh my God.
I was sitting at a table with our jerry-rigged podcast setup.
Yep.
Kind of close to Tuscan. I was in between Tuscan and some random closet because we were in the extra room.
Which we had, when is the statute of limitations up? Doesn't matter. Roommate X. He broke into the room.
Probably shouldn't say his name.
I don't care.
Okay.
The dude's a deadbeat.
He is not a good person.
I hope he listens to this.
I hope he does too.
There is no mistaking. I'm talking about Roommate X. And yeah,
I'm
that's his
usually
name.
all for like be nice to people, but this guy was just a mean, bad person, so it's okay to be mean to him.
That's right.
That's the rule.
That's the rule.
Anyway, so I was between Tuscan and this closet that just had
Roommate X.
stuff in it.
Yeah.
Or this unnamed roommate of Tuscan.
Roommate
and
X.
In this closet, there was an ironing board that just was spotted with vomit. I'm not kidding.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was
I know you're not.
disgusting.
By the way, I think
Ugh.
every time I honestly think we should redact his name. So can you edit in every time we say Yorgi, just replace it with Roommate X.
Okay. I will.
Okay. But yeah, that guy was he was something else. You know why that arose was because the ironing board was next to the toilet.
And the toilet was disgusting in itself because he would always have like these huge parties. Like, yeah, go whatever, have your parties. But like people would just like vomit in there and never clean it up. And then Tuscan would just be like, dude, why aren't you cleaning up your vomit?
Yeah, and then
and he was like, I'll get to it.
And then like people that would be drinking that may or may not have been of age at the time that they were drinking would try to pee in that toilet, and that never went well.
I bet not.
No, and so that combined with so what happened to the ironing board? The ironing board was next to the toilet, and one Thursday morning, I woke up after a raucous Wednesday night in my apartment. This is a regular occurrence for me. Mm-hmm. I wake up Thursday morning, I go into the restroom, and there is vomit literally everywhere. I mean, there is vomit on the wall. There is vomit in and around the toilet, on the base, on the seat, a bit on the countertop. And I immediately texted him. I was like, dude, you gotta clean this up. You have to clean up the vomit in the restroom because it's not mine. And he's like, well, it's not mine. And I'm like, but it's your guests. And I will not be responsible for your guests.
So his plan was just to like let it sit for the rest of eternity.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nasty. Anyway, so that explains why Tuscan was being a deadbeat, and his beard became as long as it's ever been, and he was very tired all the time because he didn't have any sleep because he would go to school and he would go to work every day, and then he'd come home and people would just be partying at his apartment all night long.
That's right. This is why I will be living alone for the foreseeable future.
Not right now. You're living with your good pal Todd.
And if I had a choice, Zooey mama, I'd be alone.
Zooey mama.
Let's hear what you've got to offer, Todd.
Oh yeah, I got a story
Let's bring
too.
the mood up a bit.
Yeah. So it's not anything like murdering your husband and barbecuing and serving him to your neighbors.
That's right.
But it'll do. So I got this story. This guy, he's an Australian performance artist.
Yeah.
So automatically, wow.
Stuff's about to get weird.
Stuff's about to get weird. Mm-hmm. And he was in Tasmania, in the capital of Tasmania, right?
Is that in Australia?
I don't think
Is
so.
Tasmania a country?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm an American, so I don't have to pay attention.
Yeah, geography doesn't matter.
Geography doesn't matter outside the U.S.
That's right. I know where Florida is.
Arkansas. Anyway, so this Australian guy decided for the heck of it, to put himself under a busy road for 3 days.
Why?
Just because he
Was
thought
that performance art?
It was performance art.
Do you get paid for that?
No.
What?
I don't know.
See, here's
Maybe he got people to donate to his Patreon or something. He's like, hey, kickstart this. I'm gonna live under a street for 3 days. Like,
this is what I don't understand about art. And you know what? You go to art school, so correct me on this, and
I won't.
try to adjust my thinking here, because a lot of artists go out and reasonably so, they create art without hoping to be paid from it. Mm-hmm. But as an entrepreneuring young lad, I can't imagine doing anything for my career, which I'm like, nobody's going to pay me for this. I will not get any recognition for this. People won't recognize me. I'm not going to boost my resume with this. Nothing's going to happen.
Hey, people notice him, I guess. Like, people know him.
We're talking about
him right now.
I
so he's
suppose.
getting notoriety.
And when you're an artist, that's kind of all you need.
Yeah, it's all about the fame, I guess. Anyway, but it was said that he would spend his time meditating, drawing, fasting, and reading Robert Hughes' The Fatal Shore.
Of course he's fasting. He's living under a freaking street. Mm-hmm. You can't eat there.
There's not a lot of stores under streets.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, it just makes me think of all the weird, like, David Blaine type magicians, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what's up with that?
That
Why would you
first
put
thing-
yourself in an ice cube?
That was a good one.
Why would you do that, though?
I'm
It's
not
dumb.
sure. It was dumb.
Why are
He could have died.
why are people so attracted to it too? So many people
Right.
are like, I want to see David Blaine in an ice cube for 4 days.
Or that thing where he like sticks the needle through his hand.
Sticks a spike through his hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Ice
a little
pick,
messed
that's
up.
what it is.
The ice pick, yeah. The ice pick trick. Quick.
Or swallow a frog, a couple of frogs, and
then regurgitate the
the live frog into a glass
and then just go ahead and swallow it
and
at the
swallow
end
them
of the trick.
again.
Because how else are you going to transport
have
the
you seen that
frogs?
whole trick? So that whole trick is the dangerous part of it, and he only did it once or twice, is where he drinks water, a ton of water.
I've seen
and
it.
then he drinks a bunch of
Kerosene?
kerosene.
Yeah.
Yes. And then spits out the kerosene
While keeping
on
the two
fire.
separate in his stomach.
Yes,
like, that's
keeps
what,
the two separate in his stomach. Spits out the kerosene while blowing it on fire, and it like starts this huge fire. And then he puts out the fire with the water that he had previously swallowed.
Now, this is an indicative trick. Somebody did this like 100 years ago.
And then they died.
Yeah.
And then David Blaine's like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. This is the same guy who eats glass. So
He actually eats glass.
kids, this is not your hero. This is
Don't
a
do
moron.
this. Don't try this at home.
This is these are your Steve-O's and your what's that guy's name?
Johnny Knoxville?
That's the one.
Was that what we were thinking
Yeah,
of?
the Johnny Knoxvilles of the world. Don't emulate these people.
I don't get it. I've never been a Jackass fan. I don't get it.
No.
I don't like watching people get hurt.
Well, there's an allure to it, and I get that. I get the allure, but that doesn't mean I should subscribe to it. That doesn't mean I should be into it and enjoy it.
Well, I just don't get why people think that pain is funny.
I mean, it can be funny.
How?
Under the right conditions.
How? Well, it's got to be like somebody that you don't like.
Not even. No, I mean like what? What about that Arrested Development bit where?
Oh yeah, where Tobias falls down. Okay, but that's different.
Yeah, it's slapstick.
That's more of like slapstick. I'm talking like
It's extreme
Why would
slapstick.
you like ride a shopping cart off a roof and then break your arm?
Yeah, dude, let's see
And
what
then-
happens.
And then think that's entertainment, just for the views.
That's who these people are. Just for the walls, bro.
And you know who else is all about the views? Carl H. Westberg.
Oh, are we at Carl Westberg time?
I guess.
I mean, my time says a different time, but that's all right. We can cut it. We'll get it to Carl Westberg time.
Carl
We'll put him
Westberg.
in the docket. Put him on the list.
Carl Westberg is a dear friend of mine. He does a lot of things for the views.
Yeah.
One time, he shot an apple with an arrow off my head, and also accidentally, instead of shooting the apple, gave me a pierced ear. So it was kind of like a win-win.
Yeah. Now, Todd, I mean, you can only wear gauges because, like...
Yeah. Well, one of my ears is just destroyed.
Yeah.
But...
And it's one of those giant gauges, too, where you're like, that must have taken you years. And you're like, nope, 12 seconds.
Gauges... Gauges are also a thing that I don't understand. See, I'm giving my opinions.
Yeah.
What's up with gauges?
Yeah.
Now, I feel like one of those radio hosts, those old radio hosts. I don't get these gauges.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm Alex Jones.
Yeah.
What's up with these gauges here? Return the frogs gay.
That's the only way that's why they're here.
Yep.
The gauges. There was a guy I used to work with back in the day when I worked at the retirement home. And this guy...
You worked at a retirement home?
That's right, Todd. All the luxury for the low price of like $15,000 a month.
That's not bad.
It's really bad. It's
not
very
bad at
expensive.
all. Especially for being trapped there and not being able to socialize with anybody who ever wants to socialize and dying lonely. Because your family never visits.
But he was a cook in the kitchen at the retirement home, and this guy, he was a full sleeves dude, like all over his chest and body, and
he wore long sleeves.
That's right, because he has tattoos all underneath those sleeves. and they were like, he had like Monsters Inc. characters. You know, like he'd have what's this?
Mike and Sully.
Sullivan.
Sully.
I know he had Mike, and I know he had the lizard thing.
The lizard thing.
Do you know its name?
No.
Exactly.
Wait. No, I don't.
Exactly. And they were all just like these demented monster creatures.
I don't like that.
It was like Monsters Inc., but like real scary, not like cartoon.
I don't
scary.
trust like that.
Yeah, I don't trust like that. Yeah, but he would come into work sometimes. He had these giant gauges, right? Like the 2-inch ones. They're like real big. And
that's not big.
And he'd come into work with not wearing the gauges. So he'd just have these open ear flesh loops. Oh, it was gross.
You know what's gross is when the gauges get too big for your ears and then your ear flaps fall and they disconnect and you just got these two really long ear flaps.
Should we put a disclaimer at the beginning of this episode?
Because viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah.
Listener discretion is advised.
Well, yeah, because nobody can see us.
Hey everybody, if you're listening to this podcast, we say some weird stuff in this episode.
Yeah, so make sure you click away if you're not cool with weird stuff.
I mean, we're already pretty far into the episode, so it's not really going to help out.
So let's get back to Carl Westberg. Because you wanted to talk about him, and we got sidetracked talking about gauges.
It's all your fault.
I take all the responsibility for that one.
You should.
Carl Westberg is a good man. He's provided us with all the tools we require.
He makes great barbecue.
That's right. And I've never asked what's in it. I'm starting to reconsider this.
Neither have I.
But man, he's got a secret ingredient. I tell you what.
Oh yeah, it's the best meat you've ever eaten.
Yep.
And you know, he does sleep around with people, but
yeah.
Hey, who's to say?
He did live in Indiana for a while. Huh.
Weird coincidence. Weird how that works.
Yeah. So anyway,
Carl Westberg, good guy.
Good guy, great man, sponsor of this episode. Shout out to him.
So we want to thank him, and we also want to thank you, the listeners. You're great. We're sorry that this has been a wild ride. We really enjoy doing these. If you want to support us more, follow us on Twitter at Opinions That Suck. Follow us on Instagram at Idiotic Opinions. And
yeah, check us out. And if you want to know more about any of the topics we talked about today, you've got the Library of Alexandria at your fingertips.
It's called the internet.
Yeah, so Bing it.
No. But yeah, and if you have any questions, if you want us to talk about anything at all, email us at idioticopinions@gmail.com.
And we'll get back to you.
Yeah. I mean, Tuscan will get back to you. I'm not going to pay attention. Actually, you know what? Who knows? Whoever's going to get to it first. It's a race. It's the amazing race.
Yeah, you want to fight about it?
I'll fight you. I'll throw down right now. I will get you in a headlock so fast, and then I'll be punching your face in.
You've been listening to Idiots with Opinions. Tune in next week